Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, audience research if you have an email list. The most straightforward way is to do a survey. Oh, by the way, before I continue, the ways you can do audience research if you don't have an email list can also be done if you do have an email list. So I'll just mention a survey here because that's very specific to having an email list. Although you can do that also to a cold audience, but preferably it works much better if you already have an email list. Also, the questions that I'll show in the examples might be a little bit different due to different types of businesses that you guys have, but I'll give you some examples that are very helpful in general. And you can use Google Forms for it, which is free, or you can use Wufoo, which is paid. Up to you. So, for example, what could you put in the Google form when it comes to asking people things to get to know them better? So, question number one, I'll just make an example here, and we're going to take a therapy business as an example. This is a made-up example, by the way, but just so you can understand the process. What is your number one goal when it comes to ... What is the number one roadblock in the way of that goal? What's the number one thing you want to learn through ... What's your number one fear when it comes to ... Name 3 additional things you'd like to learn about or from ... We're planning on creating a ... to suit these very needs. Would you like to be the first to hear when our ... is ready and receive any unique offers there might be? If so, please leave your name and email below. Then this is how it would look in practice, assuming that many people end up with similar answers, which is actually the case. You will find out like brackets, kind of, the most common answers and then second most common answers. But yeah, let's pretend we found the most common answers, and we'll that's going to be stated here then. This. So, for example, what is your goal when it comes to therapy? Getting rid of general anxiety problems. What is the number one roadblock in the way of that goal? I don't know how. What's the number one thing you want to learn through therapy? Learn strategies to manage my own anxiety. What is your number one fear when it comes to therapy? That it will be painful and expensive. Basically, their objections. Name 3 additional things you'd like to learn from therapy. I'd like to learn how to deal with stress, how to cope with trauma, how to live a more fulfilled life. And then number 6, we're planning on creating a program to suit these very needs. Would you like to be the first to hear when our program is ready and receive any unique offers there might be? If so, please leave your name and email. So yeah, this is already very helpful to know. For example, you might wonder first, if you're a therapy business owner, like, what do people want to get help with the most? And then if you find like people are actually looking to get rid of general anxiety problems the most, then okay, that's one big focus you already can have, that you can surround your lead magnet around. For example, what's number one roadblock in the way of that goal? They don't know how. So you can put your messaging in a way that it's easy for them to find out how they can do this, for example. What's the number one thing you want to learn through therapy? They want to learn strategies to manage their own anxiety independently, most likely. Then. So you can use, or at least they say that they want to learn strategies to manage their own anxiety. So yeah, you can put that also in your offer. For example, you can mention that you're going to want to teach people, get a free consultation where you can learn strategies to relieve general anxiety problems, even if you don't know how, for example. That could be one offer. But let's put it in practice. On the next slide, I'll show you exactly how it would look like if we would use it, for example, for ad copy. But as you can see, it's already much more clear what your offer would be, what your strategy, what to focus on, how your messaging should be. I could make an offer here that does a free consultation for general anxiety relief. And in that consultation, you can offer people also to teach them how to deal with stress, strategies to cope with trauma, and tips on how to live a more fulfilled life. Because apparently that's also additional things they would like to learn here. And so it's going to be much more clear what to focus on, of course, but also your ad copy is going to be it's going to be better. So I'll give you an example. So this could be the ad copy. Are you looking to relieve general anxiety but don't know how? We're currently offering a free therapy session to help people with exactly this in a safe professional space. If you're interested, you'll also learn strategies to cope with trauma, live a more fulfilled life, and ways to deal with stress. Sign up here, to the free session. Here are some testimonials, and then preferably you place a testimonial here of someone talking about their first experience and how it was soothing instead of painful. But all the things in bold are things that you actually got from the survey. So, are you looking to relieve general anxiety? That's what they want. You can offer a free therapy session because they might think it's expensive or they don't know if it's going to be worth it. In other words, if somebody is afraid that it's going to be too expensive, they're not sure if it's worth it also. So you offer a free therapy session so they can try it out. And then you offer it in a safe professional space because they said that they're afraid that it's going to be painful also. Also, they said that they want to learn about strategies to cope with trauma, live a more fulfilled life, and ways to deal with stress. And which is also mentioned here. And then you offer the free session again, and then you make it soothing more because they said it might be painful for them. So you can make a testimonial of a review, for example, that you might have that tackles this objection of that it's maybe too intimate or painful, for example, or scary in any way. So, by the way, I'm not the copywriter. My partner, Rachel, is. She'll teach you guys about how to do the ad copy. And also, don't take this exact copy to do ads because you have to go through the Facebook policies. You have to learn about how they work to actually before you start making ad copy, because this copy might, for example, not be completely accepted, and we would have to change the top headline only, and then it would be fine. But I just want to show you the point of the power of a survey for your ad copy and also for your messaging. Like now it's already clear what your strategy is going to be. It's going to be a free therapy session. What the offer is going to be to relieve people's anxiety. And you can base everything around that. So that's going to be very helpful. For example, here's we did, for example, this exactly for a client also. We have it on our own website in a similar way. Everybody that has a call with us needs to go through this form, and in this form we ask them things to do our own research, while of course also just finding out things to get to know them better before we get on a call to find out if we even can work with them or not, because we don't work with all businesses. But here's the testimonial, for example. It says, "Wow, thank you so much. I've just spent proper time taking in the information that you've collated for us from the survey. This is massively useful. There's so much there that is so pertinent to our vision. It's been really great working with you so far. We appreciate the care and intelligence of how you present the findings to us. It's so helpfully and clearly presented, and it's really going to help us with designing our offer. Thank you, all the very best." It's of course always lovely when people leave a review. I love it. That's what we do it for. But I just want to show like that is powerful basically. The next lesson will be more about audience research if you don't have an email list. And see you in the next lesson. Have a great day. Bye-bye.